Hello, everyone. We are getting everything sorted out here. We'll go live. We'll actually kick things off in a bit, but I wanted to go ahead and kick us off here. Yeah. If you need anything, just post in the chat. I'll be monitoring that. And yeah, stay tuned. Yeah. Okay. All
Where are we looking? Straight ahead, yeah?
Yeah, we're looking straight ahead. For right now, I might actually just turn off this camera and just kind of point at you and me.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to show that camera at the moment. Although, I do want that show. Oh, hey, Devin. Go ahead and add Devin in. Hey, Devin, we're getting set up here and working stuff out. So, yeah.
Very cool. Can you hear me okay?
Video. Hide camera, keep audio. That is exactly what I want.
Clever.
Oh, that is perfect. Okay. Can I get some thumbs up in the chat? I want to make sure everybody's hearing us good. Devin, I'm just going to leave you sitting here on the side of the stream if that's good. We're going to kick off things, and then we're going to give a little bit of an intro, and then we're going to we're gonna do the AMA bit after we introduce some of the new Trellos. So perfect. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Everyone's got sound. Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
So so first of all, I just want to say thanks everybody live. I'll show you a little bit of the venue here. We've got a little bit of a small turnout, but we're rounding up some folks, so they're gonna be coming in. So right now you're just it's really cool. I can see there's like a bunch of folks here live. So this is really cool. It's a very, very fancy live streaming venue for you all. So super happy to have you all join us. This is so awesome.
Who have we got so far?
I've
got
seen
some regulars.
Kelly's here, of course. Lori's here. Liz is here. Rodney's even hopped in the chat. We've got Henriette here. Lori. Yeah. So I'm sure we've got some kind of Debbie's here. Andy's here. Oh my goodness. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Yes, we miss you. So basically, all right. So I'm gonna alternate from looking there to kind of looking out here at everybody, but you're all with us now here. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining. We are super excited to have you here for Trello Con. Can you hear okay? Yeah, the first ever Trello Con. Here we are. May need to move forward, maybe. I don't know. Is that
come
easier?
To these tables,
come to these tables. Come on up.
Yeah.
The cameras are fine. You're good. Yeah, come on a little closer because I'm gonna lose my voice if I have to shout the whole time.
Yeah. Make some paper airplanes while you're there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've got some paper airplanes. So, so super excited to have you all here. Just a quick kickoff to explain kind of what the agenda is and what we're going to be doing here for the next little bit. This is our kickoff right now. It is happening. And Mike and I gave a talk. Some of you may have seen it here at TrelloCon, but we've also got some live folks here who haven't seen it, where we talked about, or I said at TrelloCon, but at Team, where we talked about the new features in Trello. And so we're going to make sure we show you all that and show you some real life use cases and how you'd use that. And then we've got an AMA set up with the Trello team, and that's going to be happening up here at, roughly in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
any questions online, get them in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Online, start posting your questions in the chat. You can also submit questions via, let me see if I can put that link in the chat too. But I know how to do this. I have a QR code I can add. If you have questions you want to ask online, there's a QR code. You folks I'll get you a QR code as well for that in a minute. Oh, for the room. Okay.
Hello.
Ooh, okay, we get both. So now I don't have to shout for the online people. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So we'll get you all that's a different QR code, but you should definitely use that QR code.
You can scan that too. That's another thing. We'll talk about that later.
Here. If you want, I'll go ahead and flash it real quick so you can see. Hang on, everybody. Let me find the right slide. Okay, here we go. If you all want to scan this is a good place to go ahead and start dropping in any questions you want to ask the Trello team. I will show you this again. It will not be your last chance, but just if you want to have that ready so you can, actually, have them ahead of time, feel free to do that. But yeah, otherwise we're going to do that. And then after that, it's going to be kind of podcast style, Britt and Mike just showing you different stuff in our Trello boards.
And it's going to be very Trello-y. So it's going to be pretty loose and free, and you can just chat and have a good time and eat food and drink.
Exactly. So And then after that, we're just gonna, hang out. There's gonna be food, there's drinks, we've got prizes to give away. And we'll just keep talking Trello. So thank you everybody for joining. This is super cool. I actually, real quick, I want to take a quick selfie with everybody. I feel like that's like when you know you've made it is when you're like doing a talk and you got a selfie.
Can you see them?
Yeah. Okay, perfect. We've officially made it. We're done. We can go home now.
Did you get in on that?
Yeah. Okay. If you're sitting here and you're like, okay, I'm here for talking about Trello. Who are these two people and what are they doing? I just remembered now. You had an idea for introducing ourselves. Did you want to introduce me?
No, go on.
No. Oh, okay.
You're scripted.
Yeah. Well, my name is Brittany. I am absolutely obsessed with Trello. I've been using it for about a decade, and I create a lot of content. I have a newsletter, a YouTube channel, like there's flyers around there. Just if you see a QR code, scan it. You'll get some good info. I also wrote a book about Trello, and I've actually got some copies over there that I'm signing and selling. So if you would like a copy, you know where to find me. And I love pets almost as much as I love Trello. I travel around with my partner and my 3 cats and a dog in my camper. I have been voted most likely to get a Trello tattoo. I haven't done it yet, but it will probably happen. Mike doesn't have a picture because he doesn't smile in a lot of his pictures. And I forgot to put it up
we
there.
worked out that I look miserable in every photo, so we decided to just leave it blank. So I'm Mike. I've also been using Trello for 10 years, and I've been using it in work, but I also use it for personal life, and I travel the world a lot, and for every trip I have, it's planned in Trello. I managed to convince my wife to plan things in Trello, so she makes Trello boards for travel. She planned our wedding in it, and I'm just obsessed. And I actually make money from doing Trello consulting. So if you need anything, please scan that QR code on the placemat, because I'm happy to help at a price.
At a price.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm looking at the chat from our live streamers here. So we've got 31 watching. Andy says that's 5 times the crowd from the Jira live. So just saying, we love you, Jira, but we love Trello. And Liz says, Liz gives me.
No, we're all friends here now.
We're all friends. Liz says my book is excellent. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Appreciate that. The background music. Let me turn that off. I had that on for while you all were joining. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is really fun. I'm like multitasking here. Okay. All right. So now the next thing, this is where if you've been to every session we've had or by the Trello booth, you might be talked out about this, but I know there's a lot of folks joining too who haven't seen. And as much as I'm like, everybody knows about this, right?
Yeah.
I still get people who are like, what's Planner? What's this new? So yeah.
I think the first step is that I think everyone here knows what Trello is. So we're already one step ahead of team, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Good.
You're the serious crew here. So all right, so let's kick it off here. I've got our speaker notes still too, Mike, if you need to use those.
So I also think that we can probably change it up from what we did at Team and make it more focused on people that actually love Trello as well. So I want to talk about how your day is so busy.
Come on
so
in, folks. Just grab a seat wherever you're. No, not at all. Yeah, feel free to move stuff around. Yeah, get comfy. Okay. Is that yours? Lex is like, I can move that. Yeah. Thanks for joining. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, feel free to flip the chairs around, do whatever feels right. Yeah.
So, hands up whose day ends with more things on their to-do list than it started. Me, definitely.
Yes, me
and
too,
that's
me
gone
too,
out of
yes.
control the last couple of days as well. So, the problem with our everyday life is that there's things happening all around us. There's tasks coming in at work, there's meetings, there's Slack, there's emails, there's also personal stuff. So, you have to deal with what's going on in your life. And it's definitely a case that we have no place to kind of grab all that and put it together.
Next slide. So most companies think our day looks like this. They're like, oh, just put it in a Jira task, or it's on your to-do list, right? It's this Jira issue. This is what our team is working on this week, and that's what you have to do during the day. That's all it is. The only things you have to do are what's assigned to you. But in reality,
let's have a look at that. That's more like it. So we have got distractions all day. We've got things coming in from loads of different channels, and it's not just something that's managed in Jira. It's something that covers a layer above that. There's areas that you can't put into a Jira project.
Yep. And so it's exhausting trying to jump between all of those things, right? So the idea of work-life balance that we've heard is like, oh, you're not spending too much time on work. You're sorting out your life. You know, you've got life fits nicely in this box from 6 to 8 a.m. and work sits nicely in this box from 8 to 5. And then it's back to life. And it's like, that never works like that for me. I mean, you know, I've got, even if I have healthy work-life boundaries, there's a lot of integration and sweeping in between things going on. And so it's actually not about, to me, separating them, but figuring out healthy ways to integrate them and being able to have a simple view of like what's all on my plate, what is expected of me today as an employee, as a partner, as a foster cat mom, as all of the different hats that I wear, and be able to see what do I need to do and how does that fit with my commitments, like that are on my calendar, like doctor's appointments and meetings and things like that.
Yeah, so this statistic we pulled from the Trello data, and they've said that 89% of respondents say that teammates that organise their tasks are the most productive. And this is something that came up at the last team I went to, and it was people were saying that they know what to do with their team. They get tasks assigned to them. Their team kind of knows what to do, but then they go to, okay, how do I have to do that myself? And they were really struggling with what do I actually have to do to fit everything into my day? And that's why bringing it all together in one place is so important.
Yeah, so Trello's always been my go-to for keeping myself sane and doing all of these things, but it's actually, these new features have made it even easier to do that. And so we're gonna show you a handy video, and there's definitely not gonna be any issues with playing it. Let's see if this works.
Yeah.
I think we may have lost the audio. But I can kind of talk through this one, but we'll need that set back up again for the panel. Yeah, sound effects. Swoosh, card swooshing. Yeah, so basically talking through what's happening in the video here. I think the folks on the live stream actually may be hearing it, but oh, hey JR, by the way. Yeah, so what's happening is you're able to see all of these new fancy features for quickly capturing things from Slack, Gmail, all of these places, and shooting it into your boards. And so you're not having to wonder, like, you know, copy something, go head over to Trello and paste it in. It's all getting in there very smoothly. You can plan things. You can even ask Siri to capture things for you. It's super handy. And then there's this planning feature, so you can actually block time on your calendars to make those things happen. And it's very easy to move around if you're like me. I get a little hesitant about time block because I can plan to work on something at a time, but that doesn't always work. But it's very flexible to drag and move around. And so it works really, really well for doing all of that. So it's all, they're getting, okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I'll play it again later. Yeah, I was going to say, we've got some, I think Levin made this video, right? Yeah, and Levin's going to be joining here with us on the panel. And so, yeah, so there's been some really cool marketing assets for this. And so one of the things, though, is like, it's a very nice video. Great job, Levin. We love it. But what does that actually mean for the rest of us? This is all very flashy. And when you're at conferences like this at Team, you see a bunch of fancy stuff in keynotes. And you get to Thursday and Friday, and you're like, okay, well, how do I actually put that in my real life? Like, what do I need to do for that? And so we're going to show you some real life use cases for the different types of people and roles and things in life that you might use to actually action these things.
Yeah, so this first one is, you think about the use case of a business owner. They always have to balance making money and then trying to find time to do all the other bits that work around business, admin, promotion, marketing. And a lot of the time, making money takes priority. So all of those other things slip through the gap. So with the new Trello, you can capture all those things because you know you have to do them, and you can figure out how to deal with them later. And one of the things you can do is use the time blocking to set a period of time. Maybe like Friday morning, you spent an hour and you go, I'm going to go and do those tasks. And now the video has decided to play.
Yeah, there it is. There we go. We're good now.
Should we go back to the video and then?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go back to it. In life use cases. One place. Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to get something done, and then this happens.
It's not showing. Third time lucky.
What in the world? This is fun and exciting. You only get one. You only get one. I mean, I showed you the video. I didn't think you wanted to see it again. Why? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, how fun.
Let's have it on the infos. The new Trello Planner can help you find time to get it all done.
Oh, my computer audio. Got it. Although I hear my echo again.
Just like that, I can get everything done without getting overwhelmed.
Let's see. Okay. I don't know. No, I'm not going. Yeah. Hey, sorry everyone. Just we're having some technical issues with the audio there and the audio here. We're sorting that out. Give us 1 second. I had a really good flow for it. Okay, so now I've got my mouse here. Now we need to share. Yeah. Okay, testing.
Mute yourself on the live stream.
Oh. Sorry, everyone. We're going to move the slides to another computer. Be right back. Rob is going to put the live stream for the slides for you all on the live stream, and I'm going to man them from here since we're having difficulties getting both. Okay, audio is back, but we're still echoing, aren't we? Or are we? Are we good?
Ah, there you are. Cool. Thank you very much.
Like I'm
Sit
muted
down
over
anywhere,
here.
enjoy, grab a drink, grab some food.
Cool.
I think they're putting out sound from my computer, and since it's let's see, does this work now? No, it's still echoing.
Yeah.
I think that this is Marco. I think we just need to cut that sound.
Don't hit it. It'll get really bad.
We're still in the live stream.
Yes, we are. Thank you all for your patience. I'm just going to unplug it. All right.
Even this is off.
Yeah, I think, okay.
We're good?
I don't know that we're going to be able to do the panel with Levin and Devin. I think we're going to struggle
we've now
to
lost
get the
the-
sound.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
now
we-
lost the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll let them know. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
I mean, Devin's here watching.
Yeah.
Devin,
Hey man, wish you were here.
I know, wish you were here. I think the problem for everyone watching and who is curious, and Levin's here too. Yeah, I just haven't pushed Levin up on the screen yet. The problem is do I want to try it again? All right, everybody. I think the issue is that trying to get the audio from externally and here and trying to bring it all together is what's maybe making a little bit of chaos.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'll text them right now and say, like, we're going to have to just reschedule it for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
fact, we should do that.
They
They're
can
right
hear
here,
us.
so-
Yeah, I was going to say, they can hear us.
We got this picture there. You're talking.
Oh, yes, I'm talking.
So I don't hear any feedback.
I don't hear any feedback. Okay, this might be working. Okay. All right.
No one touch anything.
Yeah, nobody breathe. Nobody. Okay, live stream people, you hear me? Okay. Yeah, Devin's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're back.
Okay, and that was TrelloCon. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm kidding. Okay. All right. I'm not even. You touched something, Rob. You touched something.
I moved. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you moved. We had rules here. Okay. All right. So yeah, Rob is our superstar here and is now going to. I've made his job even harder. Now he gets to advance our slides for us. So yeah, next one. I'm afraid to use that. I think it's gonna. I don't know. I'm afraid to use that, to be honest.
Rob, I'm going to make a really subtle movement when I want you to change.
I'm trying to get
slides
something
like
done.
Do it again.
And then this happens.
Do it again. Change it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, one more time. All right. And now this is Mike's slide.
We see real life use cases.
Yeah.
You might be able to do slides.
Hang on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think that.
It's because I got rid of the presenter view. Hang on. Okay. Oh boy. Now are we seeing the same ones? Oh boy. Okay. There we go. I've got it. Okay.
Right.
Nope. I think you and I are both going to have to do it together.
Right. Where were we?
Business owners.
Business owners.
Tell us about these real life use cases.
If you're a business owner, you should definitely use Trello. That's a start. Definitely try not to get into AV. But yeah, the new Trello is really great for people who have got a business because they can manage not just the stuff that makes money and not just the staff and not just all the things they know they have to do, but it's all the things that they never get done. So if you're trying to make money, you'll normally let go of the things like setting up marketing, doing admin, sorting out your expenses, that kind of thing. And with the new Trello planner view, you can block time out in maybe a Friday morning to just go through and actually focus on doing those things.
Exactly. Now, together, we are going to change to the next slide.
Go.
Together, there we go. I did it. Okay. I was gonna say, you did your part, I didn't. Okay, so that's just one thing. But let's say you're also a marketing manager or someone who's interacting with multiple teams. You're working in multiple boards, right? You're interacting with the product team, you're interacting with the sales team, you've got your freelance content bloggers that you're working with. All of this is happening in different boards. And previously, I would encourage everyone to bring all of their content into one board because that's just so much easier to manage. But with the new mirroring features in Trello, you can let the cards be hosted where they are, but mirror them into your own personal board. So let's say, for instance, I use automations that when Mike and I are on a board together and I'm added to a card, it's going to mirror that card onto my personal board. So I still have that one view of everything I've got to do without having to copy and paste or build various automations for syncing or doing complex things to see all of my work in one place. Next slide.
Okay.
Mike gets to talk about Jira. It's his favorite.
Yes, exactly. So we're now in a Trello event and we've just come from Team Jira 2025. So is there anyone here using Jira?
Yes.
There's some Jira folks in here. That's okay. No, we're accepting.
That's okay though, because you can see your Jira tickets in Trello. So this is one of the things that I learned last year in team in Barcelona. A lot of people who worked in teams that were using Jira, they had tasks assigned, but they never had that extra layer. So for me, the new feature of Jira lists means that people can kind of zoom out and have a Trello board that captures not only what they've got in Jira, in a Jira list in Trello, and they can, because most people who use Jira like to do geeky things, so they can use a bit of JQL to choose what cards come into, or what work items come into Trello, and they can use that alongside all of the other stuff they're doing. So all of those little Slack messages captured and all of their meeting notes and all of this thing comes together in one.
Exactly. Next slide. Oh yeah, no, that's
Right,
it.
yeah.
Questions?
Right, so-
Yes. All right.
Any-
So yeah, I'm gonna leave this slide because we're just gonna move, I think, straight into the AMA, and
Yes.
they're gonna answer your questions way better than we will. So, when you want to say anything else there, Mike?
No. Please ask loads of questions and give them a hard time. They're not going to be around the Trello guys not that often, so ask really awkward questions and try and find them. Try and make it difficult for them.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. All right. So then, yeah, I will go ahead and ask our Trello crew if they're good to come on up here and get in the hot seat.
Woo!
Yeah, you know who you are. If you have an Atlassian email address, get on the stage. Yeah.
Hello. And
No, we're gonna pass around this guy. Well, we can try these guys again.
yeah.
You want to try? Okay, we're gonna try this mic again. All right, let's see.
Devon's on the live stream, so if you get any difficult
right,
questions,
so
you can just
we've
bump it
also
over to
got-
him. Yeah.
Levin and Devin, which is really fun to say with us here. Let me see. Now I can bring them on. Levin, is your camera on? I think your camera may be off. Oh, there we go. Okay, we've got, yes, okay.
It's on.
Now, I'm going to do something super wild and crazy. I'm
Switching
going
cameras.
to, well, I'm going to try to share, yeah. I'm going to, I need to make Restream share, entire screen.
They look totally inconvenient, don't they? Like it doesn't look like a comfortable
Let's see.
working place.
Oh, I want
Do
to
you go
this
do you go
here.
inside
I
and like
want
curl
to
up
share
or like
this on,
it's like a
not
little quiet
Restream,
place?
but on my computer.
Yes.
I wasn't aware people are coming from. So are there any folks who are coming from outside of US? But here they.
Woo!
Awesome. Where are you from, Mike?
Nairobi.
Yeah, always drive to the one day. Anyone from Texas? Yay, from Texas. Anyone from San Francisco Bay Area? Or, yeah, all of California.
Just you?
Who is from Northern California?
We got a lot of SoCal people here, right?
Hey.
There you go. Thanks for coming.
Okay, wait, real quick. Okay, so I have, you're good to stop sharing. We have Devin and Levin up here. I don't know how this is gonna work, but Devin and Levin, try to say something.
Hello?
I don't hear them.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing a new version now. It's gonna be Trello Charades. So you'll answer the question. I think what's happening is I don't think we can use these microphones and that output. I think that's the problem. So
Okay. Well, I'll pass this down.
yeah, Devin and Levin, I think we're gonna have to let you all interact with the chat. I am so sorry, but yeah, if you can post. Oh, we're gonna try one thing real quick. Yep, that's the echo. Yeah. We can't be everywhere, everything all at once. So yeah, but we'd still love to have your participation if you want to chat in the
Yeah, we'll
YouTube
do
chat,
another session,
and just respond to questions. That would be awesome. Okay, sweet.
Has
And
everyone
then-
got food and drink? Oh, that's not.
Let me get back
Everyone got food and
to-
drink?
Yeah. Let's see.
Good.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And now if I turn these off, I need to add back in show camera. Okay. Yes. Now we're getting somewhere here. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is what we want. Okay, everybody, live stream. When we're passing, you've got that? Okay.
Do you
So
want to squeeze in?
I will squeeze in a sec. Actually, no, I think I'm going to stand here and
You
monitor
sure?
the chat. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
But
I'll
so,
move up and you can take this.
oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so what I think we're going to do is you all should be hearing us there. We've got the camera here. So when you answer questions, you're going to kind of have to pass around both mics because this is so the live stream folks can hear us. And then, yeah, so. Oh, then just the one. Never mind.
So speak into this and speak loudly.
We can use that other mic if we want. The echo is coming from when I try to play audio through that with the mic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's kick this off. I made a list of questions here, but let me actually, this is why I need to get my computer. I got to bring up Mentimeter and see what we got here.
Everyone who's here, we appreciate your patience because this is our first Trello Con event.
Yeah, this is our first
as
one,
you can
and
tell.
it shows. Yeah.
And this is an Atlassian community event. We host like hundreds of them globally across different countries in different cities. And this is the first time that we're able to do something just for Trello. And Britt and Mike have been community champions for Atlassian for many, many years. So we're really grateful that they were very excited to showcase the new Trello because we have a new open beta for Trello that we launched on Monday. So if you have questions about that, we're happy to like answer any questions around it and do some demos for you once we start doing the breakout sessions. And for context, a lot of the RSVPs are also virtual. So we have over 200 people RSVP'd, and that's kind of why we're trying to make sure they can hear us because majority of them are online. So we appreciate everyone's patience in person, and please grab any swag that you see here. So thank you.
Do we want to do intros?
Oh, we can do intros. Yeah.
Start with you, Erica.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Pass on the intros.
So-
Let me organize this bit here.
Yeah, so I'm Erica Storley. I'm one of the product marketers on Trello. I joined Atlassian 4 years ago on the Trello team. And since then, it's been a wild journey to see how Trello has evolved dramatically over the last few years. This past year, the product team has worked really hard to pivot into a new space called for personal productivity. If you're familiar with Trello, if you used it in the past, we've been dominating the space a lot in project management, lightweight project management. And now as like we're sister team to Jira, we're moving more into personal productivity for to-do lists and tasks. So we're really excited to showcase Inbox and Planner. And we really want to encourage you to go into Trello to try it and opt in. So if you're curious, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we can like show you that demo in a bit of what that is. So, and then you can try it out today because it's open for everybody to opt in. But yeah, I'm one of 2 product marketers here. So please ask if you have marketing questions. I'm always happy to answer. So yeah, I'll pass it down to the product people.
Erica forgot one thing. She's also responsible for all the swag,
Woo!
like taco, for example.
Yeah.
So
Please eat it. Please eat it. Food and a drink. So.
But my name's Lex. I'm one of the product managers on the team. I've been working on things like Inbox and Planner, which y'all might have seen in some of our demos. See, I've been on the Atlassian team, depends on how you do the math, but around 3 years, let's say. Oh yeah, cool. And I was really excited to join Trello because Trello was actually the first like to-do list like application I used all the way back in college when I was in college. So when an opportunity opened up, Victor hired me. I was so excited to work on it. So yeah, happy to show some of the stuff today and answer any of your questions.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Victor. I'm another product representative, I said, on this panel. So work on the same team with Lex. All the new features which we launched in this open beta for individual productivity, kind of like in my purview. So looking forward to any questions from y'all.
Yeah.
I'm Mike.
Mike on the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So I see a first question that's come in. How is AI Rovo going to work with Trello?
Who wants to take
Yeah.
that?
Who wants to take that one? Lex. Yeah.
Probably talk loud.
Yeah, really good question. Yeah, so y'all probably saw a lot of conversation about Rovo at Team, and Atlassian and Trello believes that AI and agents is going to play a really big part in our future. The way that we like to think about agents at Trello and that we started the conversation is imagine if each one of us had a team of individuals around us, developers, marketers, the best writers you've ever kind of seen, just ready to work for you and answer your do your different tasks for you as an individual. So that's kind of the vision we'll be building and exploring kind of in the future. over, who knows, but something that we're kind of exploring right now. If you've used agents so far in Rovo across other Atlassian products, and there's any use cases or particular ones that you really loved, I would love to chat about it afterwards. But yeah, that's high level agents. I would say we have integrated the first few AI features in Trello. So one of the best ones that I've used is quick capture to Trello. So when you save a Slack message using Trello quick capture into your Trello inbox, for example, we will look at that Slack message, figure out what you actually need to do, and like turn it into a very simple task. So you don't have to read through the entire Slack thread and Slack message over and over again. So that's just one little example there.
Yeah.
I'll just add to that. So already today, you go to Trello, AI is writing up your to-dos for you. So where we want to be, so meeting in a year from now, next Team 26, is talking about how Trello start doing some to-dos for you. So wouldn't that be nice? So that's what we're trying to do.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. I got another question. What advice would you give to someone who is thinking about building a subscription-based power-up?
There's power up developers in the question.
I was going to say, I think
Who wants
we
to take that.
Yeah.
Advice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was no power up that came to our booth. So for context, also, I forgot to mention, we are coming from Anaheim because we were hosting our annual customer conference this whole week. And so at Team 25 is just a customer conference that hosts all of our core products for Confluence, Jira, Loom, Trello, all the other Atlassian suites to talk about what we're launching these next few months. And so I did have like a customer, like an app, Adaptus come. So shout out to Adaptus. They did mention to me that if there are Power Up developers that are interested to learn how to build a Power Up easily and integrate into Trello and have it subscription based, they said check out Adaptus. So just want to give them a quick shout out.
Yeah. There's another company I know, Sellable, that they also do something very similar. I've been working on my own journey of trying to become a Power Up developer, and I have found that the actual code of the thing you want to do is the easy part. It's trying to figure out all the authentication and all of these other bits that's kind of tough. So definitely use something like Adaptivist or Sellable to actually help you handle those bits there.
I can jump in here as well. For many, many years, we have so many great power-ups, which are all about adding functionality on top of Trello boards. That's amazing. So many great things. Email for Trello, others. I think the best advice we can give is that we have the whole new 2 additional pillars to Trello. One is quick capture and inbox. So people capturing their to-dos, which are coming up in different places, Slack, email, but there are a ton of other places where the new to-dos can come up. And people need to add this stuff quickly, effortlessly to their inbox. Another pillar is Trello Planner, how people are making time for their work to do their to-dos. So I think the best advice I could give is to start thinking as a Power Up developer how you can amend this functionality. Maybe there are more places where people may want to capture their to-dos from and potentially pay for the subscription for that. Or maybe some things you could do with a calendar, with Planner. So that's not about boards. So Trello is now boards, Planner, quick capture, and inbox, the whole new thing.
That's awesome. Okay. I heard that there is an effort to start including the new inbox planner in automation, but it sounds like it's complicated to do that. Why is it more complex than any other features in automation? Woo!
Am I right?
No, that's a good question. So, we launched the beta this week on Monday, and our team's been working on it for like, I don't know, a year almost now or so to kind of build a lot of these features from scratch. To be honest, we just haven't had a chance to add inbox to automations yet. It is something that I do think will become more important as we talk about like building on top of inbox and integrate it into the rest of the workflow. I know there's plenty of Trello employees themselves that are constantly asking, when can we get automations into inbox? When can you make it so, if it was email to inbox and it has this keyword, Brittany was just telling me, send it to this particular list. So nothing in particular to share right now, but I do think it's of growing importance kind of in the future for us. and hopefully we'll get it built soon.
Yeah, and I think if you use that megaphone in Trello to like share your feedback, I know this
Yes,
team is
please.
like looking at that and reading through that, like about what you'd want to do. Because I know we were kind of talking about that the other day. Some of these things may end up, even if it's not in the automation suite, the idea of like, oh, being able to say, yeah, automatically archive a card when I check it off from my inbox, like doing things like that, you may just make part of the product rather than make accessible in automation that someone then has to go set up in automation.
Yeah, exactly. That reminds me. One thing that we are thinking a lot more about recently is we've always kind of relied on people figuring out what automations to build and put onto their boards, or reach out to Brittany, Mike, and other community leaders to help them out. And something that we've been thinking about a lot recently is, are there certain automations that we can just build directly into inbox and boards as kind of defaults? So I'll give you an example. One of our colleagues, Alex, has been looking at when you mark something is done in inbox, should it just auto archive it, for example, without having to set up any kind of complex automations of sorts. So that's also type of stuff that we're looking at as well.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And we've got, I love this one. What is better, Trello or Jira? Wow.
That's a like
Horrible.
something which overflows the CPU.
Yes.
The real question is like, when do I need Jira
Yeah,
and when do I need Trello?
yeah.
And if I'm doing collaborative project management at scale, there's only one answer: Jira. Yay! And if you are trying to be more productive, to stay on top of all the things, if you want to improve your individual productivity, that's what Trello is for. So it's not either or. It's like, what is the purpose of using that one tool or another?
Yeah, and I know like that messaging to me sometimes it's like, but wait, you still can use it with other people, and like I don't think those collaboration features are going anywhere in Trello. Like I think that is, you still can do that, but I definitely work with a lot of people that, when you hit the max of Trello, like, yeah, there are other tools that, something like Jira that can help you with that. And so I think it's very much like, for anybody who's like, wait, but I use Trello with my team, does that mean I need to switch to Jira? You don't have to. Like you'll know when you've hit those limits and when you need something more structured there. Let me just refresh and see if anything else has come in. But Mike,
Quick show of hands again. Who's using Jira here? Okay. Show of hands. Who's using Trello here? So they do play together.
They do play together. Yes.
Okay. Another quick show of hands. Who is already enrolled in? And I'm British, so I'm going to say the Trello Beta.
Yeah.
Beta.
Beta, not beater.
It's
Beta.
It's beta. Wow. Let's not go there.
Someone just asked Mike how he says aluminium. Okay.
Are we still on the question of Jira versus Trello?
Oh yeah, feel
Yeah.
free if you got some thoughts there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys might have also seen some Jira ads like come through with the in Trello, but I'm also talking about like in social and stuff. We had a big Jira ad go out collaborating with what's his name, the actor from Silicon Valley. I'm forgetting his name. Anybody watch Silicon Valley? Do you know what I'm talking about? The guy who played Jared on Silicon Valley.
Why
am I forgetting?
I don't know his name in real life.
I always remember Silicon Valley Jared. He was a big collaboration for Jira as an ad, and what the point of that is to show Jira is friendly for non-technical teams, but Trello has always been friendly for non-technical teams. So like Jira is a sister team to us. As a marketer, I'm using both. So like I'm using Trello to keep track of my personal to-dos that somebody's assigning me in Jira as I'm planning out my campaign for the year. And then I'm also sending my emails that I have like hundreds of emails in my inbox right now because I just got back from PTO. And I have hundreds of Slack messages sent to me because I'm like one of two marketers at Atlassian for Trello. So like I'm constantly organizing in Trello to keep up with everything, but I'm still in Jira to make sure that my campaigns are being tracked for my leadership, and like whoever else on sister teams need to look at my updates for our campaigns and how they're tracking. So you can use both together. We're not saying you should use one or the other. And Trello has worked really hard to showcase how you can integrate that more with your Jira instances. So we have a new feature that if you don't know about it yet, we launched it in January, Jira lists. That's integrated really easily into Trello. Whatever you update in your Jira instance and your Jira issue in Trello will update back to Jira. And you never have to exit Trello doing that, because Smart Link capabilities also show how easy it is to just keep your Trello board as your mission control, as your blueprint, as you're building whatever marketing campaign or small business like stuff that you need to do, or sales or CRM or whatever. So yeah, just wanted to point that out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just manning some links over here. You all get to.
Yeah. Any questions in the room? Because I
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we're getting majority of questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm watching the Mentimeter for like one place for everything coming in, but also I want to make sure you all can submit with the QR code too if you want to. But anybody have anything they want to ask in here?
I think somebody mentioned their sales team is here because they wanted to learn more about Trello. I think it was your company.
No, I think we just collaboratively. We have sales, ops, software, and IT here.
Okay.
We all use it for different things.
Yeah.
For Jira and Atlassian for some of them, Trello for our team. And so we're just kind of looking at how you guys are using it and if we can take anything away from this and increase our productivity.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we all have our laptops. We can like demo it to you when we do the breakout session part and show you for like how we're using it day to day. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe to.
So, I used Trello probably 15 years ago.
Okay.
Now I use Jira.
Mhm.
I would love to see a demo, see.
Yeah.
Trello stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. We have after this. We are kind of unscripted, just opening up a Trello board and screen sharing and showing everybody like playing around with different stuff. Ask a question. Can Trello do this? Like you're getting.
I think just many people are not using Trello. Maybe we could get back to that, just like we see it in action, just like the main thing.
Yeah.
When show of hands, just like many people just like never use Trello. So
Yeah. So maybe like you saying show Trello now?
yeah, maybe just like jump in the demo, pause with any questions.
Sure. Yes, we do have a bunch of questions coming in here too, though. While I'm getting that set up, we've got some folks who are like, I really love using Trello. How can I get a Trello shirt or hat? Is there an online store? The swag store, right? Yeah. Pass that over to Erica.
It's right there.
We do have a lot of Trello swag that I'm in the works of making with our vendor. There is, I think, a community swag store, and I actually need to connect with the community marketer to update the Trello swag. So a lot of people have been asking. I had a different hat on. There's like our husky. His name's Taco. That's like our official Trello mascot. It was one of the founders' dogs, and so he's been with us since like founding Trello. But a lot of people have been asking me for a husky hat that I was wearing earlier. So I'll look into trying to make those if people really want them, or like Trello shirts, Trello blankets. If you didn't get a sticker, our new tagline is capture, organize, get shit done. And that's on your bags too. The little things that you open, that's on there. So I'll try to make some more swag and share it in the community if you're able to join Atlassian community, and it'll be in the community store. So.
Yeah. And there was a similar related question about how to support. Let me see. I found it and I really liked it. How can we continue supporting Trello-focused events globally to ensure Trello users have a community? I love this. I mean,
Did you ask that?
I asked that. No. Yeah. No. I mean, what everyone here is doing, I think, is the answer to that, right? Like, we've gotten a ton of support from this Trello team over here for like putting on this event, and the community team has supported. This is in partnership with the Atlassian community and Trello marketing, and so yeah. I mean, keep showing up to it. Like this is how we do it. Watching these live streams, like, because when I'm able to like share this with the team and say, hey, this is what I was able to do, and I share pictures from this event and say, hey, we had 30-something folks watch live, and like a bunch of like replays that like they want to see more of that. So
I think also if you're
make sure you got the mic. Yeah.
So Trello, generally we do virtual events because Trello reaches across the globe, and it's not like
I think you've got your hand on the mic.
and it reaches across the globe, and it's not like the other tools where it's easy to get people in one place to talk about it. But if you're here, join the local Atlassian chapter, and we'll work with them to try and get more Trello content. Michael, we already know that you you have done some Trello events in the past in Nairobi. So we want to work more with the local communities to get more Trello into their lives.
Yeah, pass over to Erica.
Obviously, we have folks here from SoCal. There's an LA community chapter for Orange County and LA for Atlassian. They won't just talk about Trello, they'll talk about all the Atlassian products, and it's free to join. There's no membership fee or anything. It's just like people who are passionate about learning about Atlassian products, Jira, Confluence, Loom, whatever. You just Google that, like Atlassian community, and there's an LA and OC chapter. So that's a free way to get like in demo consulting for all your products. So
and also you're part of the Trello Trailblazers chapter now. So if you let us know that you've joined one of the other chapters, we'll badger them and make sure that we get onto one of their events.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I went ahead and threw up Trello on here just to kind of give a quick like what it looks like these days. This is my demo board, but I mean I'll go ahead and open up Planner and we've got everything in here too. You can see I've got Trello Con right now. But yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on here. Board switcher, being able to jot around. I don't know if I'm allowed to show this. Oops, I'm in.
Yeah, show it.
I was gonna say, okay. There's a potentially minimalist design coming to kind of show like a different sort of card back that's a little bit like cleaner. And so you can imagine if you're like, I never use comments, well, it can be a little bit cleaner to use. So there's different sort of things coming there. What I love about Trello is the automation that has come super far in the Trello times that I've been using Trello. Let me move this out of the way here. Setting up different automations to say when a card moves into a specific list, add this checklist, or when Brittany is added to a card, add this checklist, or add this label, or do whatever you want to do to it. So. I feel like a little open-ended here now. Where do I demo?
Could you give like a little, just 101, nobody's ever seen Trello inbox planner board? Because I think
okay, yes. Okay, got it. Okay, never seen Trello before. Never seen Trello before. Okay.
You might be familiar with the Kanban.
Scene. Okay, and scene. All right, sit tight because I'm about to blow your mind. All right, we have a board. This is a digital whiteboard with supercharged sticky notes. You can make lists. Basic ones are like to do, doing, and done. But Victor actually shared a good idea of like today, this week, and later. You can categorize these however you want. Think of this as how you like to group things in your whiteboard. And then you've got your card element, which is your supercharged sticky note. And you can open up this supercharged sticky note and you can add a description and you can use Markdown to say, here is what you need. You can add labels to it to categorize it and organize it. You can add members, which will assign people to items. You can attach files, whether it's like images or like PDFs or whatever you want there. You can even add location, which is kind of a really cool feature when you're like planning a trip and you want to see like all your cards plotted on a map. You can make your own custom fields. You can, what else can we do here? You can add comments to a card. So let's say you're trying to have a conversation about this. You can say, where is this at? You can, I've talked about checklists. I've talked about dates.
Inbox.
Oh, inbox. Yes. So, sorry. Yes. So this is the board at a core of what it is, right? Of this sort of Kanban, and there's various things you can do to really like supercharge this. But the new features are we've now got an inbox. So I get a lot of people who will be like, okay, I've got something. Where does it go in my Trello board? You don't want to have to think about which board does it go on, which list do I put it in. Your inbox is this new tool for quickly capturing things, and you can access it. It's super easy on your phone. Like you can just literally go straight to Trello and then add your inbox. But it's also this new sidebar panel on your on your boards, and that you can toggle on or off, and you can just say quick thing here. And whenever you're sorting it out, I think Victor mentioned he tries to do it like every couple hours. Some people maybe once a day. If I'm honest, I'm probably every couple days that I clean mine out. You can drag things over to a board and say, okay, well, this is a thing that I need to do for this, so I'm going to drag it here. And if you're like, well, I need to go to a different board, you can press B and you can go to a different board. So I can say like, oh, this is a content idea. Let me go to my content board and drag that over there. And then The next kind of phase of that, it's like you've got it all grouped and sorted, your inbox is all cleaned out, you can actually plan it. So this is the new planner feature. This is brand new to Trello, where I can say, okay, I know I need to do this content this week. Am I going to fit it in my schedule? And I can drag it right over here and just bring it up and down, do whatever I want with that. And it actually is going to sync to my calendar. So what I like about this is I can wake up on Monday morning, and when I'm laying in bed and I'm like, what am I doing today? I don't have to like flip between my Google Calendar and my Trello. I can now just like look at my calendar tool and see, okay, this is what I've got task-wise. This is what I've got, you know, calendar-wise. This is the meeting. This is Levi's vet appointment. This is that presentation I have to work on. This is the pre-game to the meeting that I need to do before the meeting. So yeah, is that, yeah?
Yeah, that's awesome. One thing I would like to add about inbox. So Britt showed about how you can manually add.
Oh yeah,
cards
I didn't
in
even
there.
talk about capture. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to show a quick caption?
Yeah. Let's do this. So, let me I'm trying to think what you all are seeing this screen. Let me make my live stream show. Show. Oh, here. For live stream folks, let me switch to sharing my full screen. Stop screen sharing. Share entire screen. Okay, we're gonna get a little weird here. Okay, so let's say I am in Slack and I'm trying to, you know, somebody sends me a message in Slack and it's like, hey, I need you to actually do this. I can now bookmark and save for later a message, and it's going to actually send, you can see Trello sent me a notification saying it saved it to my Trello inbox. And it's going to be now directly for me on my Trello card. And AI has like sorted it. So you can see it actually added the due date to it because it detected that there was a time and a date mentioned in that. It added like the screenshot, it gave me a summary, and it'll even try to like assign any action items. If it's like, let's say it's a hotel booking thing, it's going to like say, you know, things you might need to do before checking in for that. So that's one way to do it. You can also do it from your email. So I could forward an email to my Trello inbox and say, that's the reply button. I can forward to inbox. I'm really just testing the demo gods today by just doing this real live here. But yeah, I can forward an email and it will come through here and just pop up in my inbox with like the different details that I need. I can capture from Siri. I can say, you know.
How many people are using the Trello mobile app? Who's using it on the mobile?
Mobile, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hit, like I use it for certain things. It's not where I get a bulk of my work done, but like for certain boards, I am on there a lot, and I use it for quickly capturing things. And so now, like, this is actually quick to capture things, because previously I'd have to wait for the app to load, have to go figure out which board I wanted to put it in, and then create a card. Now I can literally just say, hey Siri, remind me in Trello to set up Levi's vet appointment, or it sounds like I take my dog to the vet every day. I promise I don't. But like, yeah, it's so easy to capture that. Or if I'm like reading a newsletter and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting product I want to try, I can just click share and send it straight to my inbox from my phone. Anything else you wanted to add on that? Or
one thing just to highlight the Slack thing, I could not recommend enough trying this out. I remember when we launched it internally to Atlassian, like how crazy popular it is. And the reason for it is like all of us, how many people use Slack? How about, oh, everybody. Okay, cool.
How about Microsoft?
Microsoft Teams? Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm joking.
I'm sorry.
I've met some customers this week that have to use both. And I'm like, I'm so sorry that you have to jump between both tools. But we've all kind of felt, right? You start off your morning, everything's clear, and then you jump into meetings and Slack messages start coming in, right? Yeah. And some of them you might be able to reply to real quick. Other ones you completely miss, or you need to do something that's going to take more than 2 seconds. And then at the very end of the day, you go back into Slack and you try to dig through everything and reply to everything, right? Now, what we do a lot internally in our users is you literally just hit the save for later button in Slack right next to the message, and it goes to your Trello inbox. And then at the very end of the day, or whenever you have a free focus time, you can go straight to Trello and just start checking off those things and make sure that you didn't miss any messages or any kind of like important to-dos. I can say that my inbox has piled up over this week as we've been at team all week. But yeah, just one of the recommended use things I would take a look at. You have a question?
If you're a manager and you don't actually do anything, how do you assign it to other people?
The question, I just want to repeat it for the live stream. The question was, if you're a manager and you don't actually do anything, how do you assign things to other people?
Yeah.
It's a great question, because that's a lot of people I know actually do use Trello to work with like virtual assistants and stuff. And I mean, that's exactly what you do. Let's say, you know, this is in my to-do list. I don't want to do it. I can, you know, literally add somebody else, my partner. I can add her to it. These now got a notification that she's going to be working on a support for a GitHub specialist. Yeah, she's going to ask me what that means here in a minute. But yeah, so you can assign whoever.
The other thing you can do too is, let's say that those other individuals work in other tools, like for example, Jira. What you can do as well is you can have it in your inbox, right? Drag it onto one of your Trello boards. And then once you did that, okay, I'm not going to do this, but this is going to go to somebody else. You can, from Trello, using power-ups or automations, create a Jira ticket, and it ends up in Jira, and then you archive it from your Trello because you don't really care about it anymore. Okay, cool. That's even better. You can use Jira lists, which is one of the features that you want to show that off real quick?
Yeah. Let me show Jira list. For someone who doesn't use Jira, I still love demoing Jira lists.
I have one real life example, which I just talked to our head of sales from Atlas and how he is using this as a manager. So their team have a Jira project where a lot of customer conversations are being tracked, and he doesn't have to be across all of them, right? But whenever customer escalation happens, he wants to be aware. And as you said, he wants to make sure that this got resolved. So he leverages new Jira list for that. He has his own Trello personal board. He has a Jira list where he set up a search query, show me only tickets which are customer escalations. They're labeled this way in this Jira list. And if it's empty, good day. If it starts 1 ticket, 2 tickets there, not so good day, but he has a visibility on that, and he can make sure that, hey, yesterday it was in progress, now it's done. Okay, so my team has resolved that. So very similar to your delegation example.
Yeah, and you can see I've got a demo going up here. Literally all you do is from Trello, you click add from, and you click Jira issues. And you can select a different project, and you can make your own filters. So like, for instance, you're like, I only want to see cards assigned to me, or certain types or status or whatever. Or for the nerdy ones, you can use JQL to literally say, this is what I want it to be, and do. Rob's like, why'd you look at me when you said that? I don't know, it just felt right. And so, yeah, the nerdy ones. There's no nerds here, no. But once you do that, then you literally can just, add it in and just say insert issues, and you can see this is what it looks like. And so, one thing that somebody was asking in the talk earlier today with Victor about, do I have to go into Jira or in an update? And one thing that I was thinking of, you can move these around in your board. You don't have to go into Jira. You can open a preview and basically view this without you can view and interact with Jira. I'll still notice I'm still in Trello, and I can change the status and do things. I can even change the status of it from the front. So let's say I've actually finished this. I don't even have to open the preview. I can just change the status to done. And so I haven't even had to go into Jira. It's just updated, and Jira is now reflecting that it's done. So everybody can kind of see what they need to see with it.
By the way, what Britt just showed of like being able to open up Jira tickets, without leaving Trello and losing all your context, that actually works across multiple different types of Atlassian.
Confluence.
So if you have a Confluence page, and copy and paste the Confluence page into your Trello board, and then open it and be able to see it without ever having to dig through Confluence to have to find it again, for example. So just another kind of example.
Yeah,
and one that I use a lot is Loom. You can embed Loom videos into Trello as well, and you can open up and watch them in Trello, which is a really good way of kind of guiding people through meetings you've had or instructions on a board. So I'd recommend looking at embedding Loom as well.
Yeah.
Embed may sound intimidating. So what embed really means is you grab a link, you copy paste it in Trello. Boom,
yeah, I was
nice video right there.
Yeah, I kind of brushed over that. I don't know if you all saw me do that, but I literally just went to the Confluence page and I pasted the link as the card name, just like that, and hit enter, and it created that. How do you get the Jira lists? So from any board, click add another list, and you see this add from over here. It's a little hard to see, but there's a add from list Jira issues up there, and you click that, and it'll open up that query modal that I'm showing for adding that in.
So if I have a project list,
yep.
So what I talked about,
this is where you'd select like the projects from here, and then you can set up the different criteria of like And you can, I haven't really shown it, but you can kind of move these around too. So let's say I want this issue, I can move it around in my board, and that way I can like organize, like, you know, for instance, you might have on Jira a certain pipeline, but you have your own sort of like today, like your manager is like, this is P2. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it in P3 on my board. Like, you know, like that kind of thing. So you can organize it in your board however you like. Yes. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Jira list is
available.
officially released, right? It's not, it's.
Yeah. The inbox, yes, you can. Yeah. You have to opt into the beta, which that's been rolled out to everybody. So everybody watching too, you should be able to, if you have not already, click this beta banner, and you should be able to opt into it. And same with on your phone. If you don't see it, you just need to like refresh, make sure you have the latest version of the app. But there should be a way to opt in for like the inbox and planner and stuff.
So everything you are seeing or hearing about today, it's all available to everyone. Trello.com, sign into beta, all there.
One thing that Lex is going to maybe regret that I said this now. Everyone, there have been a series of questions. People are very excited about the card back that I have had special access to, and probably I'm not really supposed to heavily show, but there are questions. They love it. When is it coming?
When is it coming?
Yeah.
Victor, how do you want to handle that? He's my boss.
Soonish.
Soon. That is the most PM answer I've ever heard, and I love it. Soon-ish, folks. Can you put, the question was, can you put Atlassian projects in here?
Can you put Atlassian projects in?
Atlas projects.
Yes, basically any Atlassian object, Confluence page. Yeah, you can grab a URL, you can throw it into your card, and it will create like a beautiful smart link with the main information about this, like a preview of a Confluence page or a status of a goal or a status of a Jira ticket, you name it. So any Atlassian object will be represented as a smart link. It will, yes. So if you added, for example, a Jira ticket and it's right now in progress, next time you look at your Trello and you see it's done already.
And I just showed an example too of YouTube. So obviously this happens with like Atlassian products, but there's a handful of other non-Atlassian products that you can make these smart link cards. That's basically you paste the URL as the card name, and it creates like a preview version of like YouTube video or different things like that.
Yeah, a few that work really well are Canva, Figma, the Google Suite, Microsoft Suite. They all work really well, and you don't have to leave Trello to edit documents.
Yes. Oh, yay, Neil's joining. Hi, Neil. Andrew here, just checking in. Hello from the UK. Would love Trello swag. Yes. Let's see. Okay. Other questions we had. Folks are asking about attachments and any tips for like organizing attachments in Trello.
Well, first of all, Trello has attachments.
Yes.
So you can just drag and drop or like add it through the menu, any file or a few to any card, as you need it. And any specific pro tips for how to use attachments?
So Victor was talking earlier about smart links. Like when you take a URL of any link, like what Brittany was showing, YouTube, Confluence, Loom, whatever, and you paste it into Trello, it becomes a beautiful smart link card. Attachments on your Trello card itself will also do something similar. So it's a very clean look on the card back of Trello to show the preview and like small like thumbnail image of like what that link is about. And it's not like the ugly URL long, like, you know, random letters and stuff. It's like the title, the meta title of that page that shows up as a link attachment on your card. So you just paste it on your card and then it shows up really nicely and like organized. So a lot of it's just copy and paste. It sounds like very simple, but that's the point of Trello. It's supposed to be simple and easy to use. Like any person of any age can use it. So that's why it's not overly complicated for that reason. It's PG.
It's PG.
I just got a follow-up question on the attachments. What happens if you've got a Slack message with an attachment and you forward it to inbox? Yeah. A Slack message which has got an attachment like an image and you add that to inbox, what happens?
I think I actually have one of that. I had one.
Britt, can you just show?
Yeah, this, or well, no, that's the email one. Hang on, I had one that I moved to. I think it was to the Trello demo board somewhere. Where, yeah, this was from my inbox. This literally is like a Slack message that I saved, and you can see an example of how it like actually attached the files and a link to the Slack message directly. You can pass that over there. Yeah.
I mean, what the beautiful thing about this new feature is like, you know, Teams or Slack, when you have messages come in from all over the place, and sometimes there are files attached to that message, AI, Atlassian Intelligence, just parses that really easily. So it's reading that info, and like what Lex said earlier, it's titling your Trello card. And then within the description of the card, there's a summary of it. And then underneath the summary, there's the original message of that Slack or team. And then the attached files of whatever is on that message, and it will attach a file to direct you back to the original message. So it will redirect you back to Slack or team when you click on that attached file. But it's all AI. Like, that's the easy thing about it. That's been super helpful for people to get through their to-dos. So
one other thing I wanted to add about the attachments bit is there's actually a power up that helps with managing these as well. It's the I think it's actually called like File Manager. It's by Tiny Power Ups Club, which has a whole series of different power ups. But so yeah, for the person who asked that question, that's my other thing. When you're like, how do I do something in Trello? Go search for a power up, because there's likely power ups that also do it. Someone was asking me earlier today about threaded comments. There's a power up for that. It's like there's an app for that.
Brittany, I have a question. What is a power up?
What is a power up? Okay, it's an add-on for Trello, and so some are created by Trello themselves, but majority of them are created by third-party developers. Anybody can build a power up. They have to get approved to actually be like released into the marketplace, so you can trust that when you see it, it's safe. But it's just developers have built different functionality on top of Trello. So I think in Jira they call them like apps. Are they just apps? Yeah. So it's that equivalent, but it's for Trello. Are they? Sorry, what? Are they free? Some of them are. Some of them are. Some aren't. I would say though, pretty much all of them have a free trial and a very generous free plan. So you don't usually have to blindly sign up for one. Like, you can actually try it out and see if it is useful for what you want it to do. But yeah, there are also plenty of free ones too, because sometimes people just are like, oh, I made this for myself and I wanted to share it with other people. So, and any of the Trello made ones are. So I actually have, I bought the URL besttrellopowerups.com. And if you go there, it will take you to a list of my favorite power-ups. And so there's some built by Trello that, you know, Slack is one of them. List limits one will show you how many cards are in a list and let you, like, it'll change the color of a list based on if you have more cards in there than you'd like. It's great for enforcing like limits on, you know, work in progress and stuff. There's a README power-up that flashes up a pop-up explaining how a board works when people come to your board. Voting power-up, great for doing like polls or, you know, surveys or getting feedback. Dash cards, this is like, and these are all free that I'm talking about now. Dash cards is a great like light reporting power-up. So if you're like, I want a card that shows me how many cards are assigned to me this week or what I've got going on, like that's a good way to get a count of those. And then there's plenty of others, like if you want like really nice fields on your cards. Amazing Fields Power Up is a good one. I'm planning to go through some more of these when we like actually chat through different stuff. So happy to dive into more of these. And yeah, got a question here. Yeah.
Brittany, can I answer this one, because this is my favorite power up by far.
Yes, please do. Okay,
so the real life story.
Watching live, the question was voting power up. How does it work? Yeah.
So we're sitting there in Trello, like virtual office. We're thinking of many ideas how we can improve product. We never can come up with all of the ideas, and people smarter than us come up with ideas how to improve Trello even further, and that's power ups, right? So someone ingenious have thought like, okay, I use Trello with my team, and for example, we brainstorm on some ideas and how I can capture that opinion from my team, which ideas are better. So they created an app, a power up for Trello, which you can add on your board where you're brainstorming with the team. And then everyone can go and hover your mouse over some card, some idea, and just press V on the keyboard, and that will increment a vote. And then in seconds, for example, if you're on a Zoom meeting with a dozen of people, you see like best ideas popping up with people voting on this real time. So that's how voting power-ups works, and that's just like one of many hundreds or even like thousands of power-ups we have on the marketplace.
If you do want more information about power-ups, there's some flyers there for some of the most popular power-ups that you can find useful.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Do we need a demo of voting power-up, or do we feel good? Okay, we feel good on that one. Okay. All right. Let me see what other questions I've got on here. Like, this has been awesome. Keep sending them in here. Someone said, One second. Are there tools to summarize projects by their status with details on date assigned, progress, output other than CSV, although that is fine? So I get asked this a lot about reporting in Trello. Actually wrote a whole part in my book about reporting power-ups in Trello because there's a handful that do a great job. The lightest version is that dash cards that I was kind of mentioning. You could use that for, summarizing projects by their status. It can give you a count of cards that have a specific label or are in a specific list or even across multiple boards. So that's like a good way to do that. But what are things like from your perspective? Do you generally? I know we have the dashboard view, but I don't know that anybody's out there advertising that as like the best reporting solution. Do you all recommend that's where power-ups make the most sense, or what do you how do you answer that?
Yeah, I would say power. I think our most powerful dashboarding tools are almost all power-ups.
Right.
We do have the dashboarding view, which can be okay for certain use cases, but I think dashcards is my favorite as well. It's like
Dashcards, yeah.
It's like it fits very well into Trello because you can arrange it however you want on your Trello board based on what the list is there, etc. So definitely check that out to start off with. I don't know if there's any other power-ups you recommend.
Yeah, so again, dash cards is one that I use for most things that I do in Trello. And one of the things I like about dash cards is you can actually use it for summing up or averaging things as well. So if you've got a custom value, a custom field that's a numeric value, you can sum it up. So say you want to do some really crude budgeting, you can actually add a card at the top that shows you your total spend. So dash cards is one. Other reporting tools, Blue Cat Reports, which there's some flyers for that over there. Placker, they've got a lot of reporting features.
Yeah.
So Placker's an all-in-one sort of project management tool.
Lots more than just reporting.
Yeah, so you get all different views, Gantt charts, resource management, and also reporting. So that's a power-up that I'd recommend if you want to do some project reporting.
Yeah. Will there be sessions encouraged on the community to share new Trello updates? I think that's probably for us. And yes,
Yes.
Mike and I regularly like to plan events, and we actually did something in, I think, was it February, where we met with Katie, and
Yes.
we were actually like going through some of these new features that were coming out with the Jira list and the card mirroring, and you can see the team here is like very willing to like chat and do stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed to our Trello Trailblazers chapter, because that's the best way to get updates when we're doing these events. And then there was a question about how do I capture to-dos in Trello from meeting transcripts? I don't know if anybody's got anything they want to take.
So I often, when my meeting is over, getting this email either from Zoom or from other tools, starting using Loom more and more, like, hey, here is your meeting transcript for a meeting, right? So it gets into my email, so I can just forward it, like Brittany was showing, to inbox, and I will get that summarized transcript right in my inbox. Or I can just get an excerpt of this email transcript and again drop it in my inbox as well. That requires some action from me. That's how it works today. So in the near future, I'm sure we will come up with something which automatically will hook into Loom meetings, for example. You're getting a long transcript. You don't need all of it, but there's one action items for you specifically. Like, okay, we talked for an hour, but you, Victor, now need to do X, Y, and Z. So where we will get in a matter of a couple of months, maybe some months, is that this will automatically pop up on your inbox. So you don't need to capture it. It automatically, after you talk to some people, record this meeting as an action item, it gets to your inbox. It's a little more forward-looking, not something available today, but there's definitely something we're very excited to work more on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I heard you answer that question before earlier today, and I was like, ooh, that would be really cool, like getting Loom involved in the meetings, and then it kind of like all taking over after that. So that's super cool to hear and to think about there. There's two more questions that I think are really fun to ask, and then we'll just kind of get a little more free-forming here. What would you say Trello's unfair advantages are compared to other similar products on the market?
That's the next
Unfair advantages. That's a really good question. Honestly, I think, well, okay, I would say two things, and part of it is I think our easy kind of user experience. Something that we constantly are debating kind of internally is how to make the product more and more simple and easy to use. Saying no to features all the time if there's not like a strong use case for it. How do we make it as simple kind of as possible? And you've probably seen that over the years, and that's kind of really built into the DNA of our product. And I think the second unfair advantage is honestly just all the love we get from users and the community. Like the amount of users that we have, how passionate they are for Trello. We have this joke always at Atlassian that when you ask a random person on the street, like, have you heard of X product or Y product at Atlassian? Trello is always the number one, like brand recognition kind of across the board. And I think that's, our users are a really big part of that, and kind of like the love, like the fact that Mike and Brittany have been using it for 10 years and it's just incredible.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. Like, and it's funny you mentioned the part about the love, because everybody comes up to the Trello booth and says, I just love Trello. And I don't, obviously people use Jira. That's why we're here. That's why you're all here. But I don't think you go up to the Jira booth and say, I just love Jira. Like, we like it, but do we love it? I don't know.
I think it's hard to beat these unfair advantages. I would just add some smaller ones, if it's okay, on more practical level. So if anyone been to our talk earlier today, we talked about the productivity method, which worked really well for us, for our team to be more productive, to do more in our day. And that is about capture, organize, get shit done. Very high level. But what it means is that we figured a way to capture to-dos wherever they arise during our day with a very minimal friction, with no friction at all. And that's one advantage I can see compared like to other productivity things. Then when it comes to organize, many apps out there, they really impose a certain structure on how you should be doing things right. But everyone's brain works differently, and it's hard to find a fit. Right? Well, Trello, it does not have an opinion how you should work. It goes with your unique flow of thinking, allows you to set up the ways like you want it to be. So that flexibility is another advantage. And when it comes to getting things done, now that your to-dos are basically linked together with a calendar, with a planner, and allow you just like to find focus time to get things done, is like maybe.
Yeah, and I think I've got a couple to add to that. And one of the things is to-do lists that exist today, like ones that people use, personal to-do lists, they're very listy, and Trello is three-dimensional, so you can go left, right, back, forth, and it's just more flexible. But the other thing I'd say about Trello, and this is a shout out to the design team, is comparing it to other tools. I'm going to include Jira in this. Like, Trello is just more beautiful. It's so beautifully designed. List colors work. Like, just the way it looks is just so much nicer.
For sure, yeah. The last question I want to go to, I thought this was an interesting one. What is the wildest / most unexpected use case you found for Trello?
I've got one. Using Trello to manage OnlyFans models.
Yeah, now you're gonna have to explain what OnlyFans is. So, hope you're happy, Mike, with your answer.
In your own time, Google it.
Yeah.
Have you got any
special
examples?
content network?
Yeah, I have two that come to mind. The data team was chatting with me earlier this week, and we have one user that currently has 1,600 inbox cards in their inbox, which we still haven't figured out why they do. Our guess is that they set up some kind of email forwarding and just sent all of their emails to inbox. So that is interesting. Another one, I forget what the customer's name is. I won't reveal it, but we had one customer, I don't know if they still do this, that use Trello as their backend database, where the Trello card is literally like a row in a database for them, and then they built a product on top of it calling Trello cards, and they're just using it as a backend database.
Because the APIs are so good.
APIs are so good, apparently.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't recommend it.
I know another really crazy and very impressive example of how an organization using Trello really to an extreme of capabilities. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna be fired for that, but I'm not gonna share the name. But this is one of the media companies many of you are getting your news from. And this media company runs the entire news desk on Trello. So basically, something comes in from Teletype, they're being edited on Trello. So then just like being progressed through the process of preparing the publication, and then finally you see like this title exclusive report like on the website. So all of this workflow happens to Trello. That's really crazy, with a heavy use of like multiple power ups extending Trello capabilities. So that's really mind blowing how you can take a simple thing like which many of us are using for to-do lists and just like stretch it that far.
Yeah, and I think that Trello, this is why I love Trello so much. So I spent most of my working life in engineering and tech companies, and it's kind of, there's a dryness about developers and engineers, and I was used to that. And then when I left and started doing consulting for Trello, it was opened up to this whole new world of different industries, like a medical industry, building industry, and those people sometimes come up with the best ideas, and they're so creative, and that's one of the reasons I love Trello.
We're good. Yeah. We there was one more question that's snuck in the chat about ways for more like quick capture stuff. So for instance, being able to like, they asked about an Android widget, and I was like, that actually exists now. But another thing they mentioned is like a keyboard shortcut on desktop, and I think there actually is one. I don't use the Trello app. I know that's weird. I use Trello in my browser for various reasons, but if you get the Trello desktop app, there is actually a keyboard shortcut that I think opens up a prompt for creating a card, right?
There is. I'm not sure if it's hooked up to Inbox yet. I don't know if you know.
There is. It requires some love,
Yeah,
which we are planning to add. But yes, so technically you can just be anywhere in the OS and then just like hit certain buttons and like, okay, I want to add this to Inbox. Something we are like working on just like for the next month or two.
We're also exploring right now a Chrome extension as well. So that's something I've always wanted. Like when I'm browsing and I find something that I really want to read, you can just, Chrome extension, capture to Inbox and kind of dump it there. So that's another thing we're exploring right now.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, was having
any question from the room?
Yeah, any more questions from the room here? Because what I think we might do now, because we might kind of break off into groups. If you want to like go over to those TVs over there, Eric is going to show you some more of the like new features and stuff if you kind of want to dive into those. But over here, I'm going to keep demoing, like go through some more of my power-ups that I like, that Mike and I use and recommend to folks if you're like features. So folks here on the live stream, you're stuck with me. But
and for all of you in the room, we want to make sure you leave having enrolled to the new Trello productivity.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So yes, if you're in the room, if you're on the live stream, let's make sure
you've got the app. It's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! Jordan's here! Yay, Jordan!
I mentioned earlier, we've been hosting this event called Team 25, which is our annual conference in Anaheim. This year's the first year in Anaheim. We were usually in Vegas. So Jordan was helping close down the booth for Trello, but we have like hundreds of people that came by the booth asking us questions. So Jordan's our other marketer. He's based in Spain. He can speak like 5 languages. He's very smart. He's been with Trello for like 8 years. Like he's a veteran. So like if you have any questions too about the evolution of Trello on the live stream as well, Jordan's happy to answer that in Espanol, in Swedish, in Bulgarian, whatever. Not Portuguese, sorry. He's working on that. But and then for everybody else in the room, if you want to ask me directly for demos or you need examples, I'm gonna go over here on the TV and like help showcase some stuff if you guys want to ask me specific questions and stuff. But I'm gonna pass it to Jordan for marketing stuff. But yeah. And then Britt, however.
Yeah. Up to you. Anything you want to say to anybody on live stream or here or both or yeah?
Yeah.
thanks for joining today. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's been an extraordinary week. Like just really getting this out and talk to people directly, see what they feel and how they react to all of this. It's been really positive. It's always great to talk to customers. We had many questions, but I think overall, people are really like so excited to see the evolution of Trello, see where we're going. I mean, the time we're in right now as well, we're so distracted with so many things coming in, being thrown at us constantly, right? In the environment that we are, so many apps, so many tools. So I just really feel like we kind of cracked something. We're onto something here. And yeah, it's been really great to see the reactions of people in general.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's nothing better than talking to people directly.
Right?
Yeah, right. That's the.
This is way
way
more fun to be able to nerd out about this. Everybody's like, how do you do this? And I'm like, I don't do this for like other tools or conferences. Like, there's a very few amount of things that I can nerd out this much about. So, but it's very fun and energizing.
Oh, it is. I mean, you're a bit nervous getting out there and like getting first-hand information and feedback. You're always nervous. But you know, then in the end, it's just a matter of like sitting down, talking it out.
Yeah.
And going back and giving it some more thought, doing iterations and making it better. It's already in a good place though, folks. I tell you that, it's very great.
Yeah, awesome.
Can we just give a big
yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah,
team.
thank you to our Trello folks. Seriously, thank you so much for joining. This is awesome. I know this is what the people crave. Like people ask all the time. Like, and yeah, the best way to share feedback with the Trello team is anytime you're in Trello. If you've seen, there's that megaphone button across like various tools that you can share right up here in the top. Use this, share feedback because they're reading it. I've seen Lex's.
Like seriously, we all read it. Like our head of product management who's in a million meetings reads them. Every engineer, they're digging through them.
I think Lex is a little bit obsessed with the feedback. He's
So yeah, definitely use this and don't feel like if you're like, I don't know how to share my feedback. This is the best way to do that. So yeah, thank you, Trello folks. Feel free to go get yourself some food and drinks and
demos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And enroll.
And enroll. Yeah.
Are we going to demo now?
Trello, yes.
Okay, they have a colleague that thinks the next event
we need you in our marketing.
Trello, like Coachella, but Trello. That's a good one. Yeah. And thank you, Liz. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna still share some power-up demos if anybody wants to see some of those, but feel free to like wander around.
Cool.
Yeah. What happened to you've got the mic?
I got it. Are we staying on the live stream at the same time?
I think we are staying on the live stream. Yeah, so you're saying hi to folks here.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining. I'm gonna run through puppy. Oh, squirrel. Okay, focus, Brittany. Yeah, I'm gonna run through. I think some of these power-ups and yeah, I think folks might be needing a break, but
yeah, I'm gonna go and sort of wander around and chat to people.
Yeah,
and,
wander around.
Yeah.
I'll do a play-by of the power-ups and have them playing by up here, and yeah.
I'll do a sweep around and see if there's any in particular people want to see and they can come along and join you.
But yeah, we've had all sorts of people in the chat here saying thanks and
Lots
enjoying
of friends.
this.
Our friends are in there.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so this is awesome.
Hey Liz, you should be here.
Yeah, Liz. Yeah, we miss you.
We wish you were here.
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, Sean.
Yep, Sean saying hi. Yeah. Oh, this is so fun. I love this. This is super cool.
Technology aside, like the whole hybrid thing, I wish we could do more of this. Because,
I know. It's fun to have the in-person, but also exactly. Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, except for our little like audio snafu for a little bit there, it mostly it went better than I thought it was going to.
I'm blaming the venue. Yeah,
it was.
Do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, brought it on.
It wasn't us. There's nothing to do with us.
We didn't do it. We definitely couldn't make technology not work. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. You wander around.
I'm gonna wander around.
I'm gonna flip through a few things, and then yeah, I guess just I don't know. Give that back to Rob. Yeah. You can probably stop that. Yeah, you can stop that one because I'm standing over here. So yeah, we're done with the panel, so you can stop that guy. Yeah. Yep. All right, folks. I'll just bring up my chair over here. Scooch on over to y'all. So yeah. So there's some chatter going on around the room. You've all mostly heard our spiels with the different power-ups going on here, but if there's anybody who wants me to walk through anything on this board, One thing I did want to share is our folks at Sendboard actually made us a really cool demo for this week. So they have this form that if you fill it out, hang on a second, let me get you a QR code. Hold. Actually, no. I have it on my computer. Hold on one second. It is in Slack. Oh, it's actually, you know what? It's in my inbox here. Open this up. Okay. So if you are watching, no, not this one. Well, you should watch this one. So first of all, Sendboard's actually made the ultimate guide to Trello power-ups. So for you watching at home, scan this QR code and you can actually go view their ultimate guide to power-ups in Trello. So they've got their list. I've got mine. There's a lot of overlap there, but I definitely recommend checking that out. And then the next thing, if you want to try out this demo, scan this QR code here that says start here. And I'll explain what's going to happen is it'll take you to a landing page with a form and you can fill out that form. I think they explained that they delete your email within like 3 days, but just for the demo, you can fill out that form. And when you do, you're going to get an email from Sendboard and it will create a card in my Trello board. So it's easy for you. Let me zoom back up here. It'll create a card in this board and you can see that like there's like other people that have done that too. And so once you do that, then it kind of like moves through there. So yeah, so anyways, so I definitely recommend like trying that out and getting a feel for, you can see how you would use email in Trello, whether it's actually like responding to somebody's specific prize here and answering in here and like click view emails and engaging with that. Or you can set up automation, which is what I like to do. So you can actually see, let me show you my other board that I have here for event management. Yeah, I actually have some automation rules in here that will send emails based on when certain things happen. So I'll fill out like custom fields with the event name and event links. And then when I complete certain checklists, I have automation that will send a templated email referencing these custom links to be like, thank you for sending these assets. Like now, please help promote the event. So yeah, some fun stuff going on in there. Let me see. Also, Amazing Fields, I wanted to give them a shout out too. They've made some changes recently. I haven't had a chance to fully play with them all, but I know they're working on some more exciting features there. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. Basically, Amazing Fields is a really great power-up if you're like, I like custom fields, but I want to have more control over them because you can change different types, you can give styles, make them multi-line, you can specify where they show up. And yeah, there's lots of different sort of fields for that and things that you can do there. You can even compute like field visibility, like only show this field if certain things are true, or calculate the field value. So yeah, lots of exciting changes and stuff that Alan's been working on with that. So my other favorite power up that I've been digging lately is the advanced mirroring by Placker. So this is pretty cool because let me see. So I actually used it on this board, on our ACE TrelloCon. This is how we've been planning all of TrelloCon here, right? And so you can see I have the advanced mirror power up, and I was able to set up a rule with that. So when I create a card on here and I'm assigned to it, it's going to actually create an advanced mirror and put it in my personal board. So you see I've got it here. So rather than me having to, go somewhere else and create that card, I can now go to my main dashboard and see it's shown up right here. And so it's this is actually it's advanced mirror because it's actually two different cards that are being kept in sync. And you can see where this is the other card is, but you can actually set up mapping and stuff. So let's say I actually want this, like I've completed this. If I move it to done on this board, it's going to move it on this board as well. So you can see now it's moved it over here. It's marked it as complete. So this is for people who are wanting some more advanced stuff with the mirrors. I recommend this power up as well. So yeah, Sean loves Amazing Fields. Checklist summaries, a really cool one too. Handy power up packs is awesome. Migs, they're here. They're not like here, but let me actually update. Let me show you here. We did get some power ups. Trello Con media loop slides. These are going to be on loop on the TVs here. So while everybody's over here talking, this is basically what you'll see. So I'll just go ahead and give you all the preview here. This is what's going to be on loop while we're eating our snacks. But you obviously know about me and Mike, but amazing fields. They've got some cool stuff they're showing here, of course. Let me find. Here we go. Here, I'll go to the others. But speaking of handy power-ups, they've got a bunch of different power-ups that are really, really cool. So checklist summary, that's the one I discovered recently that actually lets you get like one big table view of all of your checklist items. It's the only way I know of to see all of your checklist items and filter and group them. I have a whole video about that if you're interested. But it's super, super useful power-up. But there's a bunch of other ones like they have ones for connecting with forms. They have ones for connecting with calendars. They have, I think I saw one for member roles, which is something, or member groups. I've seen a lot of people want to be able to do that and be able to put together a few of the, like, you know, these people are this type of thing, and then we want, you know, to assign things like that. They've got some stuff with board permissions, which is another thing I get asked about a lot. So definitely check them out. We've already chatted about email for Trello. Fantastic power up. Like I said, I like using them for event management and like automating those sort of emails, but there's lots of use cases. If you have any sort of shared inbox or anytime you're trying to manage tasks with communication, like when this happens, then I need to go email somebody, or when I finish this thing, then I need to send an email. I think Sendboard works really, really well for that. So this slide is for Krill Solutions. You can use this QR code here and use the promo code TrelloCon to get 25% off an annual subscription. And it's a good way to integrate Outlook. If you're using Outlook and Trello, you're going to want to check out this suite of power-ups. I'm not a big Outlook user, but for people who are, this is really helpful because, as you know, Outlook doesn't always get enough love there. So check that out. Crumble, if you've been here any amount of time, you've heard me talk about Crumble. It's a fantastic all-in-one sort of Trello CRM. So I actually used to write about how to build a CRM in Trello because I saw so many people doing it. And this has the features, so you don't have to build them from scratch. It just has them and it works with them. There's a handy QR code you can use to check out more about them as well. And then Planningway is another power up. Basically, if you're trying to organize more like project management stuff or do some more like visual planning, with timelines and calendars and tracking all of those bits, Planningway can be a good power up for that. So yeah, let me just check the chat over here. Love these fields. Big gift is that Trello doesn't paywall the snot out of all of this so you can automate. Oh yeah, that's true, yeah. Debbie says, if I'm using Placker for card mirroring, can I do the same things with Trello's mirroring feature? If you're using Placker for card mirroring, you don't need to use Trello's mirroring feature. Like basically Placker is like an advanced version of that. So I'd be curious, Debbie, if there's like something specific you were trying to, but I think in general, the difference would be you would either use Trello's like mirroring, which is just basically taking a card link and making that the name of the card, and it's kind of like an embedded version of a card, whereas Placker's advanced mirroring is literally two different cards that's syncing the data back and forth. So it depends what you're trying to do, if you'd want to use one or the other, but you don't. I don't think there's many scenarios you'd want to use both. But yeah, I'm curious. Tell me a little bit more about maybe what you're wanting to do. But I would say if you're using Placker, you're probably set. There's just a lot of people who aren't using Placker, and the basic mirroring stuff from Trello is going to do it for them. Liz says Outlook sucks, but the Trello to Outlook then automate Outlook is seamless, which is great. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I don't know anybody who raves about using Outlook, so yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I also have this slide up. Make sure to, scan any of these codes if you're wanting to discover more power-ups. I think everybody here has joined the Trello Trailblazers, but if you haven't already, definitely please do. If you want to get a copy of my book, let me know. If there's anyone here in the US watching, I really don't want to come home with my books here. So rather than buy on Amazon, if you want a discounted copy, shoot me an email and send me your address, and do it by the end of the day today, and I will mail it to you. Putting my email in the chat here. Debbie says, we may be set. We mirror new customer leads to different salesperson. Yeah, I think you're probably set if you're using advanced Placker stuff there. Yeah, we can chat sometime about like the main differences, but like I said, if Placker is working for you, then there's no reason you'd probably want to the new mirroring stuff with Trello is more for people who weren't using that. Yeah. The new planner feature synced to Outlook. Jack, that is the most common question I have heard across everybody this week. It will eventually, yes. They're working on it. I think I heard within a couple weeks, I think. So not today, but it is coming soon. They're actively working on it, and I think should be within a couple weeks. Any other questions here? But yeah, shoot me an email. If you're interested in a copy of my book, and if you're in the US, it's going to cost me way too much to mail outside of it, but I can try to mail it to you. I'll give you a discounted rate on it. Let's see, what is it on Amazon right now? I'll give it to you for cheaper. Supercharging productivity with Trello. Physical copy on Amazon, it's $24. I'll give it to you for, I'm probably going to lose a little money on it, but I'll give it to you for $20, and I'll mail it. So yeah, because I paid $20 for it. So, but I'll give it to you for my cost, and then I'll cover the shipping. If you email me by the end of the day today, before I leave California, and in the morning, I'll try to go get it off in the mail to you. But yeah, send me an email and Venmo me $20. That's my Venmo. But yeah, definitely email me your mailing address, because that's what I will need to send it. All right, we've been going 2 hours, so I'm going to probably call the stream for now. I know we're getting towards pretty late in the day for Eastern, and definitely if there's anybody in Europe joining us, I don't know how you're still surviving, but thank you all for joining, and seriously, thank you so much for your patience. I was so stressed about how this was going to work with doing a virtual and in-person, and of course we had some snafus, but it seemed like a lot of you stuck with us and were really patient through that, so I'm extremely, extremely appreciative of that. This has been really, really fun. Jack says, will there ever be a way for inbox cards to be able to automatically fill out custom fields? Oh, yeah, sorry, Jack. I think I saw that question come in, but there were just so many questions going on that I may have missed that one. I think I will ask, but I think that is kind of their vision that I'm getting, is that they want AI to be useful across all of the dimensions of those cards. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think custom fields might be the hardest one, because I think right now it just does like due dates and checklists, but I think at some point it could do members and labels too. And I think they're interested in exploring that. I think custom fields would be kind of hard, because your inbox doesn't, like, those cards don't have custom fields, so it wouldn't know what to set to, if that makes sense. Like, if it was going straight to a board, maybe it could try to figure out that board's custom fields, but inbox cards are kind of different cards. And maybe that's something that the agentic stuff that Alex was talking about could maybe do more of down the road, where it's like you move a card into a board, and then AI then figures out like what custom fields to set. So yeah, let me see. Tess says, using Trello to manage belly dance troop individual goals. Oh, that's really cool. Love that. I love hearing stuff people are using Trello for. That's really awesome. All right. Well, yeah, thank you everyone for joining. And seriously, thank you again so much for your patience. It's very stressful when there's technical issues and stuff, but I appreciate everybody's patience, and I hope this was really valuable for you, and we'll try to do this again. Like an ID, just an ID. I can't remember what that's in reference to. The inbox stuff? I'm sure that, oh, you mean like the board ID? Jack said, I figured AI would need to be involved in some way. And yeah, no problem, Jack. Like I said, I'm sorry, I meant to ask that earlier, but yeah, let me know if you all have any questions, and definitely use that megaphone in the Trello board to share that feedback of like what you'd like AI to do, because it sounds like they're like really interested in exploring that. So I'm excited for that too. Cool. Well, thank you so much, folks. This has really been awesome. Like, this brings me so much joy, and I hope it's brought you all a lot of joy, and it's been useful for you as well. So thanks for watching, and I will be signing off and gonna go try to get some snacks. I wish we could provide you all snacks. I really wish we could. And yes, I know. Yes, JR, thank you so much for watching. And oh, okay, yeah, Liz is talking about IDs for custom fields. ID on the back end would be doable. I think they do have IDs for custom fields on the back end. It's just that the inbox, I think, isn't accessible with the API yet, I think. But yeah. Alrighty, folks. I'll see you on the flippity flop. Y'all know how to reach me. And if you're watching this recording, feel free to comment on this video because I still get notifications about those. So I'll keep an eye on it and we'll try to get some questions answered. But yeah, thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much, everybody. This has really been awesome.